G'day everybody, welcome to Greens and Gains. Come and join me and my mate Lee. I'm a physio, 3-part wizard and golf addict. And Lee is a PGA pro, a rugby league degenerate and an absolute freak on the golf course. Greens and Gains is two blokes having a chat about how to improve your golf game and feel better about yourself. Why don't you come and join the fun?
G'day everybody, welcome back to Greens and Gains. Tom de Jersey, Lee Hunt. Hope everybody's had a great week. Thanks for tuning in again. Tommy, how's your week been?
Mate, it has been so busy. How fun has it been to be part of one half of Greens and Gains this week?
Been a great week.
My email, my mobile, my text inbox, I have been smashed with people giving us feedback, insight, thoughts, questions. It's been really cool. So thank you so much for your support, guys.
We are loving it. We are loving a lot more feedback and engagement than I thought we'd ever get, Tom. So thanks to everybody.
Truly. And I know we're giving away a mini driver. So sure, there's probably a few more people poking their noses around having a look than normal, but it's been really cool. So thank you, everyone. We're having a great time.
Yeah. Keep coming along.
Absolutely. Okay, Lee. How's your week been? You having a good week, mate?
Great week, Tommy. Apart from it rained again on the weekend, so my poor members got smashed on Saturday at Bankstown. Mm-hmm. It's really cold, but it's been a good week. I've just spent a full day here at the Palms in my studio, club fitting and coaching. So it's been a good week. Thursday evening, I'm on the pod with you, so everything's good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. You mean it's actually Monday morning, right? As we all go to work.
Yeah, sorry. We do Monday morning, don't we?
Yeah. All right. First things first. Our weekly segment. I need some help. You've heard this before.
Yes.
I need you to clarify some things for me. I'm trying to become a slightly less clearly new or clearly newer golfer, right? The golf glove. When does it go in my pocket? When do I take it off? Some players chip with it. Some players putt with it. I don't really think it should be putt with. I don't know if that's right. Can you clarify for me, Lee? What on earth do I need to do with the glove, and when do I do it?
Okay, glove. I love these questions, Tom. These are great. These are things I don't think of. The glove is for hitting the golf ball. So you put the glove on before you shot. And you need to make it part of your post-shot routine. So after you've hit the shot, you need to take the glove off and put that in your pocket until you get to the ball and do it again. The only time it ever changes is that when you get onto the short stuff, as in the putting green, I definitely don't wear a glove. So even if I'm a foot off the green, I'm still using a glove. But once I'm on the green, I'm a no-glover. Not Danny Glover or double glover. I'm a no-glover on the putting surface. But I think it's important, golfers out there, we've all hit bad shots in life. Tommy, you've all hit bad shots. We've all hit bad shots.
Hole 18.
I think once you rip that Velcro on your glove after the shot and put it in your pocket, shot's over. So it's a great way to bookend the shot, get on with it, great post-shot routine, and just talk with your playing partners until you get to the shot again. And then once you put the glove back on, it's almost like, okay, time to get focused over the ball, hit the shot, rip the glove off, shot's done, relax again. But I don't wear a glove when I'm putting. But I believe the great Australian golfer, IBF, Ian Baker Finch, I believe he putted with a glove on. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And he's one of the greats at putting. So we all know how I've been putting, widely advertised. Thanks, Tom.
It's nice to see you struggle in the nicest way possible.
Maybe I need to wear a glove when I'm putting.
It might fix the face control issues. I don't know if that's your issue, but we're going to dive into that later in the week.
Well, I had one of the guys I gave a putting lesson to last week.
Yeah.
Listened to the podcast after I gave him a putting lesson. Sent me a text and said, "Can't believe I got a putting lesson off you after hearing how bad you're putting at the moment. I want my money back."
I take it you kept his money.
I kept his money, and he's a good fella, and he knows who he is.
But what a sledge. I love that.
Yes, it was a great sledge. He's a Broncos fan, so that's okay. He got a discount.
He's forgiven. He's a Queenslander.
Yeah, he's a Queenslander.
We love that, guys. Please keep the sledges coming. We're having a lot of fun.
Oh, you love it.
Now, Lee, one of the questions I have kind of around that is some people talk about taking their glove off to putt, right? Because of feel. If I'm pitching and chipping inside of 30 or 40 meters and it's a feel shot, or it's like a little bump and run and I'm going to fly it to the green and let it roll like a putt, wouldn't I want to feel more? Wouldn't the lack of glove help me there?
Yeah, it's a good point.
What do you reckon?
I just think, feels important. Feels important, of course. That's a great point you make, Tom.
Yeah.
But it's a personal choice at the end of the day. I suppose you're not swinging the club at 100 miles an hour, so you've got no risk of it coming out of your hand if you're just hitting a little chip shot or a pitch shot or a bunker shot.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But you're still swinging the club. So if you're swinging the club, you want to try to have the most amount of control on your clubs. When you're putting, you're not swinging it, you're just stroking it, and you want to be able to feel the putter in your fingers. So I agree, but I think anytime you're swinging an implement, you want to be able to maximise the amount of grip you've got on the handle.
Okay.
So I'm saying stick with the glove.
Okay. A little bit of personal preference, but maybe a good reason for why we might use the glove. Okay, cool. I love it.
The glove. Go the glove.
Okay, I might try that this week. I'll report back next week. I'll let you know how I go.
Report back, Tommy. Yeah.
Okay, our next segment, which we have music for, because last week you said we needed music, and then I spent hours finding music. So thank you for that, Lee, you motherfucker.
Is it good music?
No, it's terrible, but that's all right. Okay. We love it.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry
so our
segment.
Sorry to our listeners. My bad. Like it, don't like it. Right? Last week we talked about the ball catcher or the ball scooper. Contentious issue. I've had a few conversations at the golf club with people about this. Now, this week, do we like it? Do we not like it? Coloured golf balls.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hugely popular. The coloured golf ball is popular.
Okay.
Personally, the only colour I like to use on my golf ball is probably a Sharpie mark. Or I'm a fan of the TaylorMade Picks. I think that's a good ball. Or they do make a stripe, but it's popular. So I guess it shows people's personality a little bit. If you want to use a golf ball with colour, I don't have an issue. I don't like it or dislike it. I tell you what I don't like. There's golf balls out there that are matte finish, not the shiny finish.
Yeah.
And they just don't look like a golf ball. They look like it's almost like a squash ball, that matte finish. I can't see the dimples. So I would never ever use that.
Okay.
I don't like that. The matte finish I don't like, but I don't mind the colours. People want to show a bit of personality. That's pretty good. If it stops you hitting the wrong golf ball, that's fine. I do know the Crows like the coloured golf balls, though. The Crows like the coloured golf balls. So.
Crows at Royal Banky, they love the coloured golf balls.
Don't they? What?
I hate them. I hate them. They are ugly, disgusting. Get them out. No. Fluoro yellow, it's harder to see in the grass. You're using coloured golf ball, you're an idiot. Stop. Make it white.
Okay. Fair enough.
I feel very strongly about this. I don't think I've ever used a fluoro yellow ball. I hate them.
Okay.
In the bin.
I'm okay. In the bin. Throw the coloured ball in the bin. Well, you can throw the coloured ball in the bin. I'm going to throw the matte finish golf ball in the bin. That is horrible. But
now, I saw something on the internet. I think they don't roll as far.
Really?
My understanding is there's slightly more friction. They roll about 4 inches shorter than the counterpart glossy white dimpled ball.
I could see that. I can see that.
Don't take me at my word on that. I'm not a golf pro. I'll fact check it and come back to you. Get more work for me to do this week.
It sounds like a myth. That sounds like a myth.
No, it's definitely like a My Golf Spy have tested it. I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure of it.
Those guys know what they're talking about. They're pretty good.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like it, don't like it. You don't mind the coloured golf ball. I hate it. Throw them out.
Fair enough.
And bear in mind, I am the relative newbie to golf, so my opinion doesn't carry much weight. Lee knows more, so yeah, there you go.
I tell you what I don't like.
What don't you like?
People stealing range balls and playing golf with them. That's what I don't like. Like the range ball for all those golfers out there. If you go to the driving range and you think you're being smart by slipping a few golf balls in your bag because you're going to use it at a water hole or whatever, you got a water ball, which is a whole other story.
I have done this, just by the way.
These range balls. These range balls are like 90%ers, 80%ers, so they don't go as far.
Can you clarify for us
and
what a 90% or 80%
you try to hit it over the water, it's going 10. Yeah, so an 80% golf ball, if your normal golf ball goes 100 metres, an 80%er would probably go 80 metres. So, they use them at ranges so they don't go over the back fence.
So they're like, they don't go as far.
They're a one-piece rubbish thing that you buy so people can just shell drivers at a driving range. So they're not.
So I knew they didn't go as far, but they like actually deliberately don't go as far.
Yeah, because we like the poor people at the driving range, they keep losing golf balls over the fence. So they made a golf ball that doesn't go as far for that reason. So, So people steal them and then turn up at the golf course because they think they're saving a few dollars. Or they steal the ones that the local pros coaching with, the yellow ones, and they've got practice on the side of them. They got practice on the side of them, and then they shell them in the water. Like, don't use it. Golf's not that expensive. Use a golf ball that is half decent. Okay. And golf's hard. Don't make it harder. Okay. Sorry. So over.
No more bright yellow golf balls unless you're in front of Lee. He doesn't mind. Stop stealing range balls.
Stop stealing range balls,
you little
people.
Pricks.
Yeah. Stop doing it. Yeah.
Now, Lee, we have an exciting new piece of equipment we're going to fiddle with this week, hey?
Oh, yeah.
What do we got?
Well, I guess embargo comes off tomorrow.
Oh.
It's Thursday morning. It's Thursday afternoon.
So by the time this is out.
By the time it's out, it's out. So I'm just showing it, if you're watching it online, I'm just showing the new Titleist GT driver and fairway woods and alike.
Nice. That's really
They're
nice.
very nice. And I actually was lucky enough, I did a full fitting today with one of my clients here at the Palms, and it performs really well.
Okay.
They've done well with the new Titleist GT. There's some great tech in it. The crown and where they've moved the weight inside it. The new graphics on the face. I'm just holding that up so you can line the ball up. That was all tour driven. Apparently the guys and girls wanted to see the face a bit more. But they got the GT2, GT3, and the GT4. Now the GT4 is the ultra low spinning, not as forgiving. The GT3, yes, it's a Porsche. We'd all want one. But it's also a great driver. It's the mid-spinning driver, still very low, still very forgiving. It's got some weight ports at the front where it's adjustable. And then the GT2, which I think will probably be the most popular driver in this range. Forgiving, great driver, adjustability. They look great. Like all Titleist drivers have always looked great. So, yes, we're going to do some testing, Tom, on this. We're going to get my reliable robot, Tom, to hit it.
The swing robot.
The swing robot, Tommy.
We'll set it to a 25 marker and watch the robot spray some balls.
So, it's been going well down here at the Palms already, and I'm sure it'll be a good model for Titleist because they don't make bad stuff, Titleist. They make great stuff.
That's awesome. As you know, I'm a big Titleist guy. I love what they put out. I game their irons, and I currently have a TaylorMade driver. But you know, I could be swayed. I could go back. You know,
okay.
You never know. So I'm looking forward to hitting that next week.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we, when you hit it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that content will be coming between when you're listening to this Monday morning on your commute to work and next Monday. That will kind of seep its way into YouTube and things like that. Now, one of the things people haven't really realised and we haven't really plugged yet, because the Mini Driver comp has been running and we kind of had that across our socials, is that the Mini Driver versus Driver comparison reel or comparison content is out and it's on YouTube. Greens and Gains has a YouTube channel. There is bonus content there. Bonus content, everybody. So we have about 26 minutes of me absolutely hosing Driver all over the place. It was tough. It was a tough day. Please be kind. Please be gentle.
I've had to get a jip rocker into the studio.
You're a dickhead.
Anakin. The screen's 4.5 meters wide. There were some that I didn't think you were going to hit the screen.
Didn't know I was going to get there.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in what that might have looked like, I kind of hit my driver at 10.5 degrees, and then I hit mini driver at 11, which was clearly not enough loft, and then at 13. Really, just skip to the 13 part of the video. We will link that in the description of this, and we will also, that'll be across our socials probably the week before you hear this as well. So if you haven't had a look at that yet, it's well worth having a look. The mini driver performs pretty well. So that's kind of our plan.
Goes well.
Totally. And that's kind of our plan for that sort of additional video content for YouTube. It will tie into the kind of gear review stuff we're doing on the pod. So there'll be more of that over on YouTube if you're interested. Now, what did we see online this week? My goodness. We saw the most trolled man of 2024 get back on the horse and start doing some trolling, didn't we?
Welcome back, Rory.
Welcome back,
Welcome back.
Roy. My goodness.
Yes. I love this.
Big swing, wasn't it? Big swing.
Yeah. So Rory in an interview, a presser, obviously the Olympics is on. This is exciting. They were talking about the Golf National where they played the Ryder Cup, and a couple of the pundits asked him, what's the rough like? Is it as harsh as the Ryder Cup? And Rory just came out with one of the great one-liners. You're better off asking the Americans. We didn't spend much time in the rough in the Ryder Cup. They did.
Whack, whack.
Boom. I love that. I love that from Rory. Welcome back.
I love it. I like that the competitive edge is back and he's doing some sledging. Here's my question, though.
Yep.
He didn't front up to the presser post-US Open. I know he was sad. He should have done that, whatever. Should he be throwing haymakers this early after that, or should he maybe just ease his way back in?
Well, didn't he back it up with a miscut at the Open Championship?
Yeah, I know. Is he inviting criticism by doing this? I'm not sure.
Well, to be fair, he only missed the cut because I tipped him to win.
Commentators curse. So technically,
so it's actually my fault.
Yeah, Rory, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, I love Rory. Have a crack, son.
Don't let Lee get you down.
He's playing with he's playing with Larry. So you know what? No one's gonna pick on him. He's a brawler. So
Larry's gonna scream at them.
He's a brawler. So good on you, Rory. Keep it going, mate. Good to have you back.
We love this. Okay, now one of the things that happened last week was we kind of went in on my mate Reg about his course management and his strategy. Now, as you know, Lee, Greens and Gains is a semi-benevolent dual partisan dictatorship, but we like to accept feedback from our subjects. And Reg has come back to us with some information.
There's a rebuttal.
And in the way that only a highly trained consultant could. I've got a spreadsheet. Are you interested?
Oh, God.
Okay.
What's coming back from Reg?
So before we go anywhere, I'm about to play you a voice note, right? You listen. I will cut the audio into the podcast so it'll sound better for the viewers at home. So if you can't hear it too great, that's okay. They will get a good idea at home. You ready?
Fire away.
All right.
Greens and Gains. G'day Tommy, g'day Lee. Thank you so much for highlighting my inability to course manage my way around the 14th hole at Pymble Golf Club on last week's pod. Every time I screenshot my round to Tom, he comes back and says, what happened on 14? So I wanted to see if there was any truth to this, or if he just had some recency bias. So I went back through Draw More Circles. I've played the 14th hole 24 times this year. My average score is a 5.3, 4 birdies, 11 pars, 7 bogeys, and 2 doubles. I've hit it out of bounds right 3 times. I've hit it into the hazard once. And then pretty much every other time I've either hit the fairway or missed left, which is semi-intentional based on the strategy of the hole. You kind of just want to hit it up the left tree line to the other fairway at worst. So, Lee, I want your opinion. Looking at the stats that hopefully Tom has a little screenshot of, what do you make of this? I'm more than happy to have some constructive feedback. We're all trying to get better out here. So please, would love to hear what you look at in these stats. And am I hitting driving iron off the tee next time I play it? Thanks, guys.
Did you catch that okay?
I love that. I love it.
How good is that? Hey, so I have a spreadsheet just over here on my left. I think our key numbers, only 4 penalties. Hazard once, OB 3 times in the 24 rounds.
OB.
Yeah, OB, 3
You
OB.
didn't keep it on the golf course.
That hurts.
OB.
And I don't know what 4 in 24 is. Is that 1 in 6? What's that as a percentage? I don't do maths. But that feels high. That feels high.
Well, okay, so I guess my first thing is, Reg, I love the fact that you keep your stats. I love that. And I love the fact that the stats program you use is very good. So well done. And you're averaging 5.3. So if you're happy with averaging over par on a short par 5, all power to you. But it'd be interesting to see if I could take those out of bounds off your cards, like keep it on the golf course and we're taking the hazards out. It'd be interesting to see how much that would come down. I think you'd probably lose. Well, if you wouldn't be out of bounds and you wouldn't be in the hazard because that 2-iron is not going to get either of those, or it's going to be an absolute shocker if you do hit it out of bounds with a 2-iron. But I think we could be at least half a shot better off on that hole and not changing a whole lot. So, and I'm not a fan of aiming in the left rough just because. Let's hit it down the fairway. Is there a stat there? Did you get on the green in 2? I guess that's how many 2-putt birdies did you have?
I'm imagining that almost all the 4 birdies are 2-putt birdies, right?
Yeah, okay. So there's a few 2-putt birdies there.
Guessing, though.
Yeah, okay. Well, Reg, come back to us. How many 2-putt birdies did you have? I still don't think you should be hitting it off the golf course if you're playing off 6. So you've hit it down Pennant Hills Road or wherever you've gone. Or what about the people's homes to the right? Like, have you broken any windows?
They have an insurance form. Like, you just fill your name out.
You've killed Nana's cavoodle. I know the hole. Well. I remember it. Follows a really great little short par 4. But
it does.
And then you back it up with another tough par 4, I think, after it. So, listen, we shouldn't be hitting it out of bounds. I know that hole, and you shouldn't be aiming in the left rough and flipping it over onto the other fairway because, quite frankly, that's just dangerous. So let's hit a 2-iron. Let's hit it up near the green. Let's pitch it on. Let's take the doubles off the card. 6 markers shouldn't have doubles.
Yeah. And looking at the stats, we have 2 doubles, 7 bogeys.
Yeah,
right?
The bogeys can happen. I get that.
That's okay. But the OB balls, they've got to be the doubles, essentially.
You would hope so.
Well, like there's 3 OB, so we're imagining 2 of those are the double.
I think Reg has the ability to be a very good player, like a 3 to 2 marker with a little bit more thought off the tee on that hole. I think he can get it down. And then, it's what comes after the doubles. Or the bogeys, like you're headless. It's a short par 4. You should be making par at worst, not bogey at worst. So, Reg, good on you, mate, for sending your feedback in. I love it. I think Tommy might be a little hard on you, but
I am. It comes from a place of love.
I wouldn't want to live down the right-hand side of that hole with you teeing off a driver if you're going to rip one into my backyard.
Nana's cavoodle has never walked the same.
The cavoodle has never been the same. Well done, Reg.
Thanks so much, Reg. We love you,
Thanks
mate.
For your feedback. I love it. Welcome back.
All right. Now, the next part of this segment, we have had our first, because obviously I submitted Reg's feedback for the course management hole. We've had our first listener who you and I don't know, Lee.
No.
He which we think is just, this is so cool. We're pumped. Josh, plays at Nelson Bay Golf Club. Welcome, Josh. Welcome.
Welcome to the family, Josh.
Gains. Come in. Grab a beer, sit down. Let's try and help you. He plays off a 10. He is having trouble with the par 5 22nd hole. Now, some of you might say golf only has 18 holes. This particular golf course has 3 9-hole loops. This is the 3rd loop, so they call it hole 22. It's the 4th hole of the 3rd 9, I think, if I counted right.
Wow.
It is.
I'm confused already.
Yeah. Listen back if you didn't quite catch that. It's good for our stats. Good for our analytics. 490 metres from the blues, par 5. 530 metres from the black tees.
Oh.
I texted you a photo of this hole from above.
Yeah, I've got it here in front of me.
But
yeah.
still, close your eyes. Everybody at home, close your eyes. Or if you're watching this in video format, I'll put a GPS layout of the hole so I don't have to paint as good a picture. This thing is a fucking bowling alley, mate.
It's a pine forest.
It is. It is not a. That's
not a golf course.
Dead straight, and like
It's
it's
a wilderness walk.
Probably doesn't look as bad at street level, but from above it looks very, very tree lined.
Well, I'm looking at it now, and it looks super tight.
Good luck.
And
Josh.
long, but I'm also looking at like the shadows. It doesn't look like it's a late in the day photo you've got there, Tom. But like there's shadows all over the place. So I guess there's one thing with the 22nd hole, you don't need sunscreen because you're in the shade the whole
way
hole.
down there. So just quickly, another couple of key bits of information for those of you who don't have this in front of you. Red stakes, little red soldiers, the entire right side, so penalty area. And we have a fairway bunker up the left-hand side at about 230. I'm assuming that's from the blues, which would make it maybe carryable. But then from the blacks, that's probably in play for most people.
This is a brutal hole.
Yeah. So
How do you play it?
My advice, as a not particularly talented golfer, for me personally, fairway bunkers seem to just absolutely eat at my score. We've only got a couple at Bankstown. When I'm in them, I end up laying up on par 5s or par 4s with wedges to a bad number that I don't like. I think I would hit iron short of the tee, mid-iron wedge on this particular hole.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, Josh. It'd be interesting to see your stats on this hole, Josh. Obviously, you struggle with it because you sent it in. And
Sorry, I missed a key piece of information. He says he often finds himself scrambling to make 6. He loses it right off the tee.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
And then he's trying to get 4 greenside-ish to try and get up and down for 5.
Okay, so if you're hitting, let's assume Josh is a right-handed golfer. If you're not, Josh, I'm sorry. Let's try to take, if you're struggling off the tee and you're always in the right trees or in that hazard, why don't we just try and work on that shot alone? Just one shot, let's get out of there. All right, so we can hit your 3-wood down there or whatever it needs to be. It can be an iron, like Tommy said. Let's get it down the left-hand side, even if it's in the shade. Let's get the hole started right, and I think that'll help. I think the most important shot on this hole, clearly, by the looks of it, is your tee shot. So let's try to get it down the left. Even if you have to take a little bit off it, even if you don't hit the driver, you hit the 3-wood, your 5-wood, your mini driver. You may have a mini driver by now, Josh.
You might have won. You might have won it on Monday. We never know.
Yeah, hopefully, Josh. I hope you do win because your email in is very thoughtful. So, but it looks like a hole where you know what you're off 10 handicap. I'm hoping you get a shot on the hole. Let's use that shot to the best of our ability. So you get a free hit essentially. Let's hit the free hit somewhere down there on the fairway. And if that's not driver, take driver out of play. Let's play for a 6 at worst, not 6 at best. Play it as a par 6 and try to make birdie on it. So if it's a par 6, you've got 4 shots to get on the green and you got 1 putt to birdie. So let's not try to get too creative. Let's just take it as it comes and get it down the left and do our best. If you're a left-handed golfer and you've got the snap hooks, that's a whole other animal. We'll need to talk about that over an online golf lesson, I think. But, yeah, it looks like a really tough hole. I think maybe you need to call an arborist because there is a lot of timber there. And I'm sure it's a really good hole, but it looks like there's a lot of trees. So
and the photo looks like it. The photo makes it look terrifying. I'm sure it is not as bad. Josh, if you're out there this weekend, give us a walkthrough.
Yeah,
I'd drive through. I'd love to see it on ground level if you're listening. We can throw that up as well.
I'd love to see a little video of the tee shot, what you're actually looking at.
And how you go this weekend. So it's Monday. If you listen to this and you hit iron and you make 5, please email us. Please send us your 10% of your comp winnings.
I've got to get to Nelson Bay. I've got to get up there because that's. I've only heard good things about that golf course. So I definitely want to come up.
Somebody say golf trip.
Golf trip. Greens and Gains golf trip.
Now, quick question, Lee. We told Reg not to hit driver because penalty area and OB. Josh also has penalty area. The fairway bunker's on the left side. How penal is a fairway bunker? Like, how careful do we need to be about that? I feel like when I'm in them, it makes an absolute mess of my hole. What are your thoughts as a club pro about whether or not we aim at that and hit driver and hope we miss it, or try and be short of it, or how do you handle them?
Yeah, I think the problem is it'd be nice to see what that fairway bunker is, like how big it is, like what's going on. Like, has it got a big lip? Has it not? Most fairway bunkers are done properly, so they don't actually have big lips. So fairway bunkers you should be able to get it out and advance it forward, but it shouldn't be like Royal Troon. So it should be, from that point of view, it should be okay.
Okay.
So if you hit it in there, you should be. And when you get into a fairway bunker, I think the important thing is don't be greedy. Get it down the fairway. Don't pull your 3-wood out of a fairway bunker. You're not Cameron Smith. If you have to hit a 6-iron out, hit a 6-iron out. The most important thing to do is get it out of the bunker and advance it forward. Don't get greedy. Don't compound the problem. Just get it out.
I love that. I think my number one most done thing out of fairway bunkers is taking too much club, blasting it into the lip, and then being disappointed.
Yeah, totally agree.
That'll do it. All right. Now, things we're working on this week. This is another thing I want to talk through with you most weeks. I want to try and keep people in the loop. So you and I, in the video we referenced earlier with hitting driver, Tommy has a shocker. It's a tough day to be Tom. At one point during that process, you looked at me and you said, mate, your right hand grip is so strong. You're looking at me down the line. I can see the entirety of your right thumbnail.
Yeah, it was bad.
So we did a little tinkering. You had me kind of really, if you're looking down at your hands as a right-handed golfer gripping the golf club, you had me really kind of weaken that right-hand grip up and bring that right thumb right over the top and made it disappear from that down-the-line view. And I proceeded to absolutely nuke the crap out of my driver for 20 minutes and kept saying, I was hitting it so good I kept telling you one more and just kept hitting more balls.
You were hitting it good, yeah. So, yeah, you had a super strong grip. And to be fair to you, I don't know why it got that strong, Tom. I don't know. What were you doing? Like, because it's not something that... It's new.
Yeah, it just... Who knows? It happened.
You're trying to hammer it too. Like, yeah, that was new. So we fixed that.
And, man, it felt different. Felt really... Having that right hand on top. I played this week. Hit some balls. I've been practicing. In the sim, Monday, Wednesday. Played Tuesday. 31 points away from home. Tuesday. So played okay. Got out there on the golf course. Was 5 down through the first 5 holes. Arrived late, didn't warm up, didn't hit any balls. So yeah, I know I'm an idiot. That's poor form from me. Didn't follow my own instructions.
Did you follow the Tommy Tips warm up guide?
You're the worst bloke ever. I did not. And then guess what? After about 4 holes, played to even to my handicap and finished with 31. So started 5 down and finished 5 down. So that's fine. I'll live with that. However, one of the things I realised when I got out there was after the grip change, I hadn't practiced pitching with the grip change.
Oh.
So that's where I lost my first shots through the first 5
Where was
holes.
it going? Was it going right?
Nah, flubbing it. Just couldn't get my sequencing
Felt
right.
different.
And that's fine. That's new grip or whatever.
Changing a grip, as a coach, changing someone's grip is difficult because it's really the only thing that connects you with the club, and the client has to trust you, and they need to stick to it, and so it's a hard thing to do. I appreciate for all those people out there listening who hate changing their grip when they go get a lesson. Oh, the pro changed my grip. Well, trust the pro if you can, because they are trying to help, and you need to practice the new grip. So, Tommy, well done sticking to it, but the grip was horrendous. It It was bad.
It was bad.
It was terribly bad.
I played today socially with Benny, who we both know. Had 35, hit it great, 35 points.
Yeah, there you go. 1 week. 1
Hit it
week.
great. And
that's all it is.
Really, really, really different, particularly with driver. So very excited about that. That's what I'm working on. I think,
job.
touch wood, things are coming good. Watch this space. Now, you, 3-part wizard, master of the flat stick, how'd you go with getting yourself sorted? What are we working on this week? How is Lee getting better?
Well, I'm working hard on getting better. I did no practice, so a bit like you didn't warm up. But I've reached out to Brent Dale hopefully Brent's listening. Brent's the head professional at Liverpool Golf Club, or I think they've named it something else now, but Oak Dale or Oak Tree or something like that. I apologise if that's wrong. Brent's a wonderful coach. He's got a wonderful podcast as well. Brent, he's got a great podcast.
Your Golf Performance podcast.
Your Golf Performance. We'll get your pod going because there's a lot of people follow ours, Brent, and hopefully they follow yours too. But yeah, I've reached out to Brent. So next Thursday, Brent, you're giving me a lesson chipping and putting. I asked him that via text because he would have been coaching if I tried to call him. I did get a text today while I was giving a club fit. I did get a missed call from him today. So I haven't rung him back, but I know Brent, he'll be great. So next week we'll be able to report back on how good my putting and chipping is.
That's awesome.
Not how bad it is.
Hair and makeup starts at 11, mate. We'll be out there a little early.
Brent doesn't need hair and makeup. He's a beautiful man.
He's a good-looking man. Hey, so Brent, I don't know, in inverted commas, Brent. We had become online friends through you. And then I was at Barnbougle. I'd seen that Brent was going down. Oh, hey, mate, when are you going down? Da, da, da. He comes into the dining room at Lost Farm, comes over to shake my hand and say hi. Big bear hug. Lovely guy. We love Brent. So if you are interested in seeing Golf Pro have golf lesson and Lee being vulnerable in this space as the Golf Pro and working on the putting, that's coming too soon. So that'll be up on the YouTube. Brent's a good dude. Those two will have a lot of fun, and I'll be politely sledging Lee in the background. It's going to be a fun afternoon.
My putting will get better, Tommy.
Oh, yeah?
My putting will get better.
I've seen you putt, so should you fix the setup and a couple of whatever the small things are that are going wrong, I'm terrified.
Yep.
Okay,
yep,
speaking of putting, we have had a whole heap of questions. We've picked 3. We're going to go through 3 today. I'm going to give you my answer, which is probably going to be less helpful than Lee's. I have read these questions and ruminated and thought on them. Lee has not. So, let's go. Question 1. Given that putting is 50% of the game, what do you think is the best putting aid? So, before you go, Lee, my answer. I putt quite well, I think, from inside 10 feet. My stats say I'm better than scratch in that area. Lag putting, well, that's a different story. A place where I practice, a not to be named sim studio that is a competitor of the Palms, not geographically, but in what they offer. So we won't talk about their name. Have a putt view green. It's like 30 feet or something. It's mad. So if you have a spare, I don't know, 300k, get a putt view. Those things are freaking awesome. And it's like a video game. When I stand on the green on the golf course, I imagine my start line and then the line that breaks off that and the kind of area between them. That's completely changed the way I putt from a short range distance. So, if you have access to a putt view or you want to buy one, that's what I would do. What would you do from a more practical sense, Lee?
A more practical sense. Okay, so from my experience, most people have a putter that's too long for them.
Andrew Doyle.
Okay. Andrew
Mate,
Doyle.
he's got like a 38-inch putter shaft. It's like...
So, can I tell people, firstly, most putters you buy in a pro shop or in a golf shop or wherever you buy your putters, they're all 35-inch. Why are they 35-inch, Tom?
For the big dogs.
No.
Oh.
So they stick out of the top of a golf bag. That is the only reason they're 35-inch.
What if you've got really long legs and short arms?
So that's the only reason. I think on tour, the average putting length, putter length is about 34. So get into your local PGA member And one, see if the putter's too long, too short. That's the first thing. That's not even a putting aid. I know that's not a putting aid, Tom. The second thing is have a look at your putter grip. I'm willing to bet, and the putter grips I've seen out there are so worn down and ruined, but you've been too lazy to go in.
Hey, why are you calling me out like this?
Go in and say to your local PGA professional and go, Fred, any chance you can regrip my putter? There's not a new grip on your club feels like a new club. So that's the second thing. And then if we're talking about teaching aids, I think everybody should use a putting mirror.
Yes.
A putting mirror is fantastic. You can go on any of the the On-Course Golf website, and they're a great website that sells stuff online. Buy yourself a putting mirror. They're inexpensive. Do a bit of practice. You can use it at home. You can use it at the golf course. They're my three things. Putter length. It's only 35 inch because it sticks out of a bag. Have a look at your grip. Put a new grip on your putter, and a putting mirror. That'll help.
Buy a putt view system.
Oh, sorry.
Put it in the spare 300 square feet you've got in your house, and have a second mortgage.
I'm sure that'll help.
In that order.
And just think, I'm wondering if you could pay that off with the $25 voucher you win at the comp.
If you win,
because you're putting better.
If you win a comp every day for 400 years, maybe.
They are pretty cool, those things, though. But for three, if they're three, I don't know how much they are because
no
it's
idea.
No idea. But yeah,
more expensive than most of us can manage, I think.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, second question. This one's kind of a little bit more for me, but I'm really interested in. Well, half of it's for me, half of it's for you. So I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are on this. So from podcast 2, just one thought. Tom raised the value of increasing club speed, which I get, but as a physio, it would be good to hear what actions can the average person take to increase club speed. It needs to be actions that don't cause injury and cause swing basics to go awry. I think this because I see lots of older players using aids without much thought and hurting themselves. I'd be interested to know if there are stats around importance of being on the fairway versus in the trees. My guess is hitting the fairway is very important, so maybe it's lessons with Lee first to be a fairway finder, then club speed can come. Okay, a couple of things to unpack there. One, speed versus accuracy. Where do we spend our time and energy and money and attention, Lee? What do you think?
I think it works together. I think the one thing I don't like is that the throwaway line, you just tried to hit that too hard. Just slow your tempo down, Fred. I'm picking on Fred today, but I like to see my students swing freely, and normally when that happens, they'll swing, their club head speed will go up.
Yeah,
because they're not trying. Yeah, It's not about trying to throw you back out, but I want you to be positive when you're swinging the club, and I want you to be confident when you're swinging the club. So I think the technique, I get. That's a great question. But as in your side of this debate, it's not a debate, but the question, Tom, how do you feel about it?
Yeah. So what we know from a biomechanics, motor learning, movement standpoint is that when we sequence things in the correct order, the club head will move faster. So we want to see hips, then torso, then hands, then club head. From the top of the backswing, we want to see those things happen in that order. The hips go first, then the torso, then the hands, then the club head. When we don't do that, when the hands go first, we get that over the top, extremely out to in club path, and we don't swing as fast. We don't get the club head moving as fast. And what we want to see is club head speed, right? So, do we want to improve technique or do we want to improve speed? The vast majority of early club head speed gains for most recreational golfers are going to happen as we help you increase or improve your sequencing. So what I mean by what I was kind of saying before was talking about sequencing. If we get you swinging the club in a better way, if we can help you get into better positions and move better, you and your golf pro can then go and swing the club better, sort that sequencing out, and we give you gym drills and things like that, exercises, movements to help you learn how to create some power. All of a sudden, you will be one, more accurate, two, swinging the club head faster or swinging the club faster, and your club head speed will come up. And then three, when you hit a calm, relaxed, little chippy one, hopefully that starts to look like your previous, I'm going to hit the skin off or the cover off the ball swing. So which is more important? I kind of think people think that I'm going to go and buy the stack system or a super speed system and just try swing out of my shoes and get really fast that way. Is there a risk of injury there? Yeah, absolutely. If you do something like a TPI screen or see somebody in my sort of space in that physio world, and you are assessed and you work out where your movement limitations are, you have a plan put together and you address those limitations, you should then be able to, one, move a bit better, two, see your golf pro and get into better spots and sequence things better, and three, hit the ball faster, and then four, on the other end of that, when you add the swing speed training in, you should see a really significant jump in swing speed. So yes, there are ways where people go awry, where things go awry, where they're not, they just jump straight into trying to maximally or try in overspeed training, I suppose. But if we get you to do some prep work for the overspeed training, I think things will go a whole lot better.
Well said.
Does that align with your thinking, Lee?
Well, I know that I spend most of my day trying to convince people that the movement on the way down, from the top of their golf swing down, is not hands first. I get a lot of that. I had a student the other day come in and he had in his mind that if he kept his feet still and his lower half still, he would hit it more accurate.
Oh.
And if I hadn't seen him, he would have been seeing a physio because he couldn't move.
Yeah, right side, low back pain.
His neck, oh my God, it was horrible.
Yeah,
Poor guy. But he was trying his best, but he had it around the wrong way. So we got him moving his body a little bit better, and obviously his club head speed picked up and he started to be more consistent. And then you could look at the body limitations from there. So yeah, I totally agree, Tom. Too many people start the downswing with their hands. That does not start the downswing.
And what I want you to hear from me is speed training is a good thing. If you get pain while you golf, see somebody before you start doing some overspeed training. If you don't have a consistent club path, and you don't have good face control, maybe work with a pro and get into better positions before we add some speed training as well. Food for thought. Now, we have another very, very, very long question from my brother-in-law. I will read you the whole email. It's an absolute hoot. But I think we're going to save that for next week because we have run a little bit over time.
We've run over time, Tommy. I love it.
Next week, what are we going to be doing on the pod?
What are we doing on the pod?
Well, we're going to be unpacking your lesson, aren't we?
Yes. I'm getting a lesson.
We might even mic Brent up and ask him to explain the three-part saga and see how you were doing. So leave that with us. We'll come back to you with some feedback from Brent. We're also going to have a chat to Josh, hopefully, and see how he goes next weekend with our course management strategy. We may or may not hear from Reg. And we will unpack a few more things. We'll kind of go through our thoughts after going through the GT and hitting the GT as well. And we'll have our usual segments of clarify for me, like it, don't like it. We'll talk through some gear, and we will help. Hopefully we'll have another listener submission for course management as well.
Brilliant, Tommy. Thanks everybody for listening. Just remember, share it with a friend. That's the best thing you could do for us, is share it with someone, and if you got a question, let us know. But it's good fun. We're enjoying it.
Get on the emails. Send it to a golfer you know and love.
Yeah.
Like it, subscribe to it, distribute it, please. We love it, and we appreciate the help.
Thanks for your help. I'll see you out in the course.